What is up, you guys? It's your boy Shady Luke back with another video. And on today's video, man, I just kind of wanted to go over what I saw in the preseason game, uh, the Eagles versus Cincinnati. And it's a preseason. I don't really like to go too crazy about the preseason because there's so many positives and there's negatives, and I feel like you can take some of that and use it. You know what I mean? You could take some of that and be like, hey, maybe this is a little trend line that we're seeing in the regular season. But for the most part, things change in the regular season. But every now and then, you get little hints like, oh, this player's good. Like, maybe he'll be good in the regular season. Yeah, turns out he was good in the regular season. A player, for instance, that I really like to go to is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott as a quarterback, in the preseason, he played really well, and people really, they really put it down. They're like, hey, he's in the preseason, there's nothing to it. But you saw in the regular season, Dak played out really well in his rookie year. So we have that, right? We saw how Dak turned out. And I just look at what I saw from Cincinnati when they played the Birds. And keep in mind, Cincinnati, they had decent amount of their starters. I think they had all of their starters out on offense. And Joe Burrow was going up against a couple Eagles starters, and they had also backup players in the defensive in for the defense for Philadelphia. So Joe Burrow and them, they looked really good. And if I remember, I did see Zach Taylor go out and say, he's like, hey, I'm gonna have some of my guys play in the preseason. Hopefully it'll help us get off to a hotter start, because we all know, as fans, media, the league, everybody knows that Cincinnati has gotten off to slow starts under Zach Taylor. So they put in the starters. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, freaking Chase Brown, and Joe Burrow, they all looked really good. Like, they looked good. They were like, it was like, okay, their offense looks like, the offense that we saw that nearly scored like 30 points per game. I think they were like 27.9 points per game. They look good. Like, everything's looking good for the offense, for Cincinnati's offense. We'll see how their offensive line performs this upcoming year, but from those guys, I'm expecting them to ball out, and they will ball out. And then their defense comes out in the field, and they're playing a lot of starters on their defense, like a lot. Like, I think most of Cincinnati's starting defense was out there. And the Eagles rolled out their second-team offense. Keep in mind, Tanner McKee is the backup for the Philadelphia Eagles. They have had him in games, like in regular season games, a couple. He's played in a couple. And you could tell that he's kind of got a feel for, like, what Philly has going. You know what I mean? Like, he has some rapport with some of the players, because he did play in this last regular season. He played in a game with him and Kenny Pickett when Jalen was hurt. So Tanner McKee, he could kind of ball. He could kind of ball, dude. Like, he catches people off guard. But he is the backup quarterback, It didn't look good. Philly's offense with Tanner McKee was just rolling with backup running back, backup wide receivers. It just didn't look good. We come into the season, most of us have talked about it. It's been like a running joke. It's like, okay, cool. They have Joe Burrow, Higgins, Chase, and Brown, but their defense can't stop Jack. Like, their defense is going to be their downfall. And, we've seen some things with Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart in the offseason. Shamar Stewart's a rookie. That was a whole thing. Finally got it worked out. So we're like, okay, they need to get Trey back and get Shamar signed. They got some guys, And Shamar, to his credit, I really paid attention to Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart looked good. I'm going to put that out there for Cincinnati fans, because I'm sure there's going to be some negative talk about that preseason game as I'm putting some on here. But Shamar Stewart looked really good in that game. Like, that dude has motor. That dude has a motor, and so I'm excited to see that from him. But their defense didn't look good against Philadelphia. They didn't look good. Gave up a big run, gave up multiple big throws. It just didn't look good. And, man, you just have to wonder. They fired Lou. Lou went to Indy, if I remember right. Um, is it Lou? Was it Lou's fault? I mean, Lou was considered one of the more high end defensive coordinators at a time, and we've kind of seen how it's like fallen with Cincy. Everybody talks about their defense, and you just have to wonder, man, if their defense doesn't work out. Clearly, it wasn't Lou. Clearly, it wasn't Lou, right? I mean, if it doesn't work out, this is all going to be on Zach Taylor. Straight up. If their defense is their downfall, and let's say Cincinnati misses the playoffs, or they have just a pretty bad season and they're not making the playoffs, yeah, just like I said in my previous video, that dude's going to be on thin ice. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we're talking about him possibly being fired, which I don't want to see. I never want to see a head coach get fired. Zach Taylor is that type of coach where if he were to get fired, I'm sure he would get a coaching job somewhere else as a coordinator. But it doesn't look good right now. And like I said earlier, we really don't like to overreact to preseason games, and I really don't like to overreact to preseason games, because I still think that Cincinnati's defense could be solid. I'm just praying that they're solid for Joe Burrow and the offense's sake. But man, if they roll out and things are looking like this preseason game, and I'm not even exaggerating this, dude. Like, Tanner McKee looked comfortable against their secondary. Their whole defense, he just looked comfortable. And we roll out like that in the regular season, man. And if Cincinnati's trying to play catch up early on in the season, so much for that fast start, man. So much for that fast start. And it just, dude, there was a time as a fan when I just really wasn't the biggest fan of like the Bengals, like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I've always been a big T. Higgins fan. But recently with Joe, dude, I really pull for that guy, and I think he's one of the best in the league. There is no question. He's one of the best in the league. And for him, Chase, that whole offense, dude, for them to put up as many points as they had to last year, if they have to do that this upcoming year, gut-wrenching. Gut-wrenching for them as an offense to go out there and put so much effort just for their defense not to stop the opposing offense. And it's like, dude, I've heard so much talk. The thing was with Carson Palmer and just him really not wanting to be there in the end. If you don't get this thing figured out with Joe Burrow in this offense, and you have amazing wide receivers, and we like to talk about Jamar Chase. Dude, T. Higgins is a number one wide receiver. Make no mistake. He's a number one. He's number one. He needs to stay on the field more, but he's a number one wide receiver. If you waste this and you waste these precious years of Joe Burrow, I know he just got paid, but when you have a quarterback of his caliber, Super Bowl is always on the table. It's always on the table, even in a down year, just because of his play. He can keep you in games. He elevates everything. And man, I just hope that they don't waste this. And I hope that this preseason game is not, you know what I mean? It's not like a trending type of thing that we see in the second preseason game, because I'm sure I'd have to see if Cincinnati's going to play their starters in the second also, because if they are and the defense is bad in the second preseason game, then we're seeing a little bit of a trend here. You know what I mean? So I just pray for their sake, because man, we're freaking 3 or 4 weeks through and their defense just ain't stopping anything. End of the year, Joe, T, Jamar, get out of there. just get out of there, dude. There's so much dysfunction with Cincinnati's front office. It's not even funny. And like I said, I just pray that this was just nothing. It was a nothing burger, just preseason, evaluating young guys and people who are trying to make the roster, and the actual starters on defense come week 1, they're going to ball out. That's what I'm hoping for Joe Burrow's sake and the rest of the offense. But we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. I'm kind of nervous for Cincinnati fans, but I'm also pulling hopefully this defense shows out come week 1. But we'll have to see, man. Anyways, guys, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to your boy. Let me know what you guys think. Are people overreacting to Cincinnati's defense versus Philadelphia's secondary offense, because I honestly don't think so. I'm not trying to overreact, but it just didn't look good. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. You guys let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, be sure to, like I said, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let me know any videos you guys want me to push out for you guys. So anyways, it's your boy Shady Luke. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
You good? Yeah, let's go.